This right here is All the Right
People. All the Right People.
All the Right People is perfect title for this.
Aaron Lip.
Reed Grimm.
Collin Hauser, y'all.
Cassie.
Mr. Tom Bridwell.
Adam Pickrell.
Rob Fraboni.
Cass Haley. And you.
This was not scripted.
Love it. We're doing it.
This campers are rocking. Don't come and knocking.
Good for you, getting the paragraphs too.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening in today. This is the Big Hope Podcast, and this is a special All the Right People series about the making of our new album and all the right people that it took to be able to get here. And one of the most important, I hate singling people out, but in my world, one of the most important people of all the right people is my wife, Miss Cassy Lynn, Cassandra Lynn, Haley right here. Me and Cassy have been married for, we've been together for, how many years now? It's over 20.
Yeah.
You'll have to sort of get in the mic a little bit.
I think 21 years.
21 years. So we've been together for 21 years. For all you people that know us, you sort of know a lot of this. But for the people that don't know it, I want to give a little bit of backstory. We were high school sweethearts. Our relationship started, I fell madly in love with her when I was 18 years old. She was 17 years old. And, we just automatically, after about a month, we moved in together. Just totally, I was completely sold. I think she maybe it took a few years for me to convince her that I was the one, but I knew that she was the one for me. But, we have 2 kids. We're at our house right now here in north of Novice, Texas, where we've been recording All the Right People here on the farm, Big Hope Farm. And this is our little world that we created together. We have got 2 kids, Evan and Nola, and for the first, 18 years or so, our relationship, and it was sort of just based around our family, and it really didn't have much to do with, I was sort of pursuing a career in music as the main source of income, but we weren't creating together. And over the last few years, Cassy and I started creating more together, creating songs together, writing songs together. And so it's been a pretty incredible experience to be able to share that with somebody that you share so much with, but it wasn't apart. Like everything sort of has came together over the last few years. And it's just been really an incredible sort of shift in our relationship and our life. And it's been pretty incredible. So, Cassy, I want to, it's probably going to be a little weird for you, me interviewing you like this, but so I heard rumors, from your family that as a little kid, you would just run around singing, and that you were they were surprised that they weren't surprised that you married a musician, but they were surprised that you weren't actually a musician or a songwriter or a singer. Even this is years ago. Your Aunt Leisha was telling me, "Oh, Cassy's she used to know every song." So tell me, some of your memories as a child. Did you sing a lot as a kid?
I did. I think I sang a lot when I was by myself, and people would catch it.
Catch it?
They'd overhear it.
So growing up as a kid, you were raised in a real rural area. You were raised in Red River County, Clarksville, Texas, and the surrounding areas and stuff. And as a kid, what was the music that you were, attracted to most, or what were you surrounded by?
I was surrounded by country music.
Yeah.
Lots of old country music. Country music from that time period of the 80s and 90s. And then my mom listened to rock. I thought I hated rock.
As a kid?
Yeah.
Because
I loved country music.
Right.
But then as I started growing up, I started listening to all kinds of music. I loved, R&B, soul, But I had never even heard of Bob Marley until I met you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I loved Bob Marley, and just,
So what is the, like, if you can describe, like, as a kid, you know, singing songs and being attracted to music and stuff like that, was it ever, like, did you ever think that maybe that was something that you could be a part of, you know, creating that? I mean, or was it just something that
no, never. No,
never
ne-
seemed like maybe an option of going into
never-
the lifestyle of
No.
maybe a career?
No.
Did it never even, what,
Never.
so what did you, growing up, what did you want to be? Like, what were your goals of, like, what did you think, what was your
I was very confused and unsure and didn't know what I wanted to be. I knew I wanted to have a family, and I wanted to be a mom and be able to express my my creativity that way.
yeah.
I was really floored and taken aback when I had my first song.
So how does that feel, being, 30 something and finding your purpose, as far as beyond just being a mother, beyond just being
I felt like it sort of came because I was so immersed in your world, and that it
Mhm.
sort of just like came into me. Like I was allowing something to channel through me that I didn't even know existed.
well, expressing what's going on inside of you,
Yeah.
of maybe creating that bridge from the things that you're experiencing from the inside, being able to have their own voice and being able to get out. How has it been? How does it feel falling in love with the process of songwriting and creativity as an adult? Like, it's like a new birth.
It's been mind blowing and just so magical. Like I just really, I'm addicted to writing and creating, and it's been really fun.
So, like, on this album, All the Right People, Cassy, she's the main force behind pretty much every one of these songs. She this album, as sort of this, our writing relationship started with the album Lessons and Blessings, and from there it's just been something that she's just constantly had these ideas, that she'll bring to me in different songs, and she's just been it seems like you've just been like this fountain of ideas and fountain of real moments that you're channeling and creating these embodied emotions from your life experiences as a child, as a kid. And I want to sort of talk about a few of the songs that are on the album. I don't think we have time to talk about every one of them, but maybe we'll do an extended podcast where we unpack all of them. But so one of the songs I want to start with is I want to start with the song "Love's Been So Good." So where did the idea for "Love's Been So Good" come?
I was born into love. I was shown so much love by my family, and
So that opened the door for you to sort of reflect back on, like, the different incarnations of love in your own life.
yes.
So talk about that a little bit. Like, talk about where the song starts. Like,
It starts with the feeling of being wrapped up in my granny's arms and feeling safe and loved, and then she's no longer here, but I still feel her love all around me.
mm-hmm.
And so that's sort of how it started, and also my grandpa,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's sort of where the song starts. And then we started writing it together with Reed, and it went into like the love that we shared and the love
Yeah.
that we have received by growing our family.
So
and the
it
abundance of
starts with
love.
being shown love, being shown how to love others, and then the idea was that it sort of got to the place of how do we show love to ourselves?
Yeah.
So the three different, incarnations of love. You're shown love. You experience it through your grandparents' love, your parents' love. You're shown how to do that, and you give that thing that you're shown to others, and then you start to wake up and realize how you have to give it to yourself. That's sort of the core sort of transition and this core meaning of the song and the different levels of the way love can be expressed. I remember meeting your grandmother, and this woman was so fiery. It was hard for me to imagine. She loved you so much, but man, she was fiery to me. One time she took I had said she was sort of sick by the time we got together, and she was, sitting in her easy chair, and I came into the little trailer house just south of the Red River where they lived, in Red River County, and it was a holiday because that's definitely the times we were down there. And I said something about her, yeast rolls, that Ronnie's yeast, was it Ronnie's? Ronnie, her son's yeast rolls were really good. I don't even think I said they were better than hers. But she took it as me saying that those yeast rolls were better than Ronnie's, or were better than her yeast rolls, and she took a phone. She took the phone.
It was a
baby bottle. Excuse me. She took a baby bottle. And threw it at me and hit me in the face with this baby bottle. This woman was a firecracker. So now you know where Cassy gets it all from. Oh, Jerry Jarrett. Another memory I have of Jerry and your love for her. Cassy was, you were sort of raised by your grandparents for the first few years and stuff. So like, she has this sort of parental relationship with her grandparents. But I remember, she loved Elvis. That was like one of her favorites, and Creedence Clearwater, right? Every time I hear that song, I think about her, and I don't know, it's funny. I also think about the stories where, first they did spoil her rotten, about the cherries. Tell the story about the cherries.
We were at Hot Springs, at the amusement park. What is it? Magic Springs, I think. And I had fell and hurt my skinned my knee or something, and I wanted cherries. That's all I wanted.
She had to have them.
Yeah.
Like, these show you, they would go get those little jar of cherries that are in the corn syrup.
Yeah.
This was the 80s. Nobody wore seatbelts. Children would ride on the dash and sip on full cups of corn syrup with cherries in it. But
I was spoiled by them.
Yeah. But it's also, you were they showed you so much love, and that's how they taught you how to love, and I'm super thankful that they spoiled you, because I get the receiving end of them showing you how fierce love can be and how powerful it is, So I want to talk about what's your favorite song that we recorded? I want to let you.
Ooh, that's a really tough one. I really like the way the music to Kelly's song turned out.
Let's talk about Kelly's song.
So Kelly's song is it's a healing message to a friend who's, going through it. And at the time, I had just found out that my friend Kelly was diagnosed with colon cancer. So I went to go take a bath, and while I was in the bath, it just came to me. You're gonna be okay. And I was like, Cass, we've got to make this song for Kelly.
And was it that same morning that we sent her the message?
Yeah.
So she showed me the song, and then I put some chords to it, and we recorded a message and sent it to Kelly, who had just relocated to Seattle, Washington, to receive chemotherapy and treatment. And so that's where that song started. And the way that I look at that song, and you brought the idea to the table, and then we wrote it and finished it with Reed. helping arranging and helping writing it, but it's like a warm embrace to a friend that we're here and that there's something eternal and that love is that thing and that it's not going anywhere and that life, is tough and there's all kinds of tragedies that are out there, but this thing that we have, these relationships that we have, all the right people in our lives is the whole purpose of it all, and that's never going to go anywhere. So that's the premises of the song, is just that warm embrace.
I love all the songs. I've probably cried during each one of the recordings. So
I
many
know.
emotions
I've
going
been worried. I
into
keep
these
on looking over to
songs.
Cassy while we're recording, and she's crying. I think she might be upset with me, but then it's just the emotion of the song. That's the husband. Oh shit.
No, it's this has been like an incredibly magical, mind-blowing experience for me to be a part of the whole process.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's been really fun.
It's cool. The last thing I want to talk about is All the Right People. So the album's called All the Right People.
Yeah.
And what does that mean to us? Where did the All the Right People, the story behind that song is, what All the Right People means to me is like just sort of being able to recognize the importance of the relationships in your life and the importance of people in your life. And also too, like, we have times in our life where things are going our way and the wind is in our sails, and it's important that we recognize them for what they are, and we honor that too when it's happening that way, and we honor it that it's not something that you created. It's something it's something that sort of you can't really explain it. But you got to recognize it, meaning you can't explain when the winds shift and they're blowing in your sails and you know what direction you're going and you're in this flow state, and it also seems that everybody else is in this state with you, and that people are everything is harmonizing and going, and it's just, we've had the last few months has just really, really been this amazing journey where the winds have been in our sails, and we're just trying to honor that and recognize that. And the idea for the song was about 2 or 3 months ago. We had the big Lincoln competition thing going down, and we had the film crew in Paris, and our minds were blown by what was happening. Here we entered this songwriting competition with this song Every Road I'm On, which is also on the album, and all this magical things are happening from a gut feeling of entering the songwriting competition, and the next thing you know, we have Hollywood at the farm recording this documentary of our life and our songwriting relationship and our family, and just like, it was all incredible. But one of the days that they were filming, we had this performance in Paris that we had organized at Red Bear, this restaurant that we had organized, and it went really well. Like, we had organized a bunch of friends to show up, Collin and Reed wasn't there, but you were there in spirit. So all of our friends were there, man, and like, we got home that night, and the whole experience of filming with Lincoln during this process was super graceful, and it was incredibly, like, enjoyable. It was just so enjoyable. It was otherworldly how graceful the experience was. And we got back to the house that night, and Cassy's like, "Oh, there's a lot of good people came." And I was like, I looked over at her, I was sitting right there on the couch. I said, "Man, all the right people." And she said, "Cassy," again, it all comes with Cassy said, "That's a song." And right there in that moment, I grabbed the guitar, and I had this riff that I knew was made for it. You know what I mean? Of, all the right people are here. All the right people are there. All the right people got all the right people. All the right people. And really, what I mean by saying all the right people are here, all the right people are there, is just really accepting where it's all at. Accepting where, like, people find their groups, they find their cliques, they find their paradigms of thought, and they're exactly where they're supposed to be. It's not up to us to control the flow of the moment. You know what I mean? And so really the song is about presence, and it's about flow, and it's about honoring your relationships in a real simple way of all the right people. So man, I love you so much, and
I love you too.
it's really incredible, and I can't wait to make 15 more albums, co-writing with you, co-creating, and just really excited. Thank you guys all for listening.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, enjoy your day. Thanks a bunch. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye.